Hello and welcome. Where does the slope formula come from? The equation of a straight line, the general formula for it is y equals mx plus b. It is also known as slope-intercept formula because in this formula the m stands for the slope and the b is the y-intercept. The slope can also be found by using the ratio rise over run. There is also a formula that can find us the same exact answer. And oftentimes, this is exactly the formula that we would use, not the rise over run. Rise over run works, but it is tedious to use if the points are cumbersome. For example, if instead of the points that we have in our example, 1, 2, 4, 3, if we had 1.002 and negative 4.001, counting the spaces would be very tedious. So instead there is a formula that can help us do exactly the same without using the diagram. But right now let us actually use the diagram to motivate this formula so we know where this formula actually comes from, and then we can use it for any numbers, not just these two that we have in our example. So in the example we are asked to find the slope between 2 points. So let's suppose that this is the first point, this is the second point, which means this is the x from the first, y from the first, x from the second, y from the second. So let's plot them. The first point, 1, 2, is 1, 2 is right here, and 1, 2, x1, y1. The second point is 4, 3. 4 for the x, 3 for the y, 4, 3, and this is x sub 2, this is y sub 2. Now, using the formula rise over run, let's find the slope. Rise tells us how many units we need to go up to get to this new point, to get from the first point to the second. And we can see that the rise number is 1. We can also see, let's make it a little clear, a little bit straighter here. The rise is 1. We see that because we are going from y of 2 to the y of 3. To go from 2 to 3, that's a height of 1. Now, that means that in our slope formula, the rise number is 1. What is the run number? The run is how far to the right. So from this corner, how many units do we go to the right? And that answer is 3, because we are going from 1 to 4, which is the distance of 3. We can also count that this is 3 units. And so our slope is 1/3. That's the answer to our question in the example. Now let's see where this 1/3 actually came from. Using the 1 came from the height. The height is the y numbers. This is the height. So the height went from 2 to 3. Using 2 and 3, how do we get positive 1? Well, that means we would need to subtract 2 from the 3. Well, the 3 is called y2 and the 2 is called y1. Subtracting 2 from the 3 is the same as subtracting y1 from y2. That's exactly what this formula says. Now, so this means y2 minus y1 is how to get the height to be equal to 1. Now, what about the run? The run is the horizontal distance, and the horizontal distance is measured in x. So we're looking at the x numbers. The x begins with a 1, ends with a 4, and the answer is 3. How do we use 1 and 4 to get it equal to 3? Well, we would have to minus 1 from the 4 to get there, which means we need to subtract x1 from the x2. And that's also exactly what the formula says. So the bottom is x2 minus x1, and that is exactly where this formula comes from. It is simply rise over run rewritten using the actual coordinates of each point. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. If you have some of your own questions you would like to see discussed, also let me know. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks for your time.